Hi, my name is Verla Harrell, and today I just wanted to share with you some landscape things that I've been doing. I have a friend that loaned me these photographs that her husband had taken, and this is such an awesome composition. So I'm mainly doing this one, but so many times when I do something, she brought me all these different pictures, and I like to look at some of the other things and put several photographs together. So I've used this one, but I didn't like this little brown patch that was here, and so I added some little red flowers in this brown patch. You'll notice that the kind of just right near the tree, the little, and then look at this blue mountain back here, how blue that is. So I thought, yeah, that's good, I will do that in my painting. And then look at these gold things turning in the fall. Aren't they pretty? Well, so I'm going to do some of that gold stuff today. I want to show you, it's just kind of a fun thing to do when you're doing a landscape. And when you've started this, you kind of set it up and you look at it and think, now, what do I want to do next? I want to tell you something that's really good to do. You know those little sticky notes, they're about 2 by 3 or that size. It's really good because you're probably like me. You don't always have time to paint. So I put a little sticky note right beside my picture, and when I walk by that and I think, oh, I know what I need to do next. So I make me a little note right on that little sticky note, and then when I get ready to paint, I go to my sticky note and I am ready to paint all the things that are on my note. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this today. I have my sponge. This is really a nice sponge because it has real good holes. So I fixed me some new Gamboge, and with just, basically it's just with a little bit of water. So I'm going to just do me a little bit of blotting color up there to start my, look at that, is that fun? Now I'm gonna add a little bit over here, and I'll come back in and I'll add other color. I want you to look at that. Is that awesome? So now, because I have this in here, I can take my number 6 brush and I can come over here and I'll get some quinacridone gold because I have this bright yellow. And while this is still wet, it's awesome to just put some of that in there. Let it blend, because that's how your fall colors are. They will just have all kinds of colors in there. And then when I get some of this new Gamboge mixed with this quinacridone gold, then I'm going to come in there and I'm going to, now see, that's getting dried out a little bit, so I'm going to add a little bit more water because I want it nice and flowing. It's good to let it flow. And then I'll come back in and we'll put a touch of orange in there, because in the fall we have orange coming too in our, oh, I'll tell you what, our aspen trees are beautiful in the fall. This isn't an aspen tree. This is just a big old tree. Who knows how old this big thing is. I love this. Now I'm going to go ahead, and I am just about done with this color, and then I've got to put some orange in there. And then, because we also have bright yellow in with that, you can add just a little bit. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to get some of this cerulean yellow. I'm not going to put very much. I will put very little. But it's nice to have some of the bright yellow in there. It's all right to add some of that. And you'd think that, well, is that really in there? Oh my, we have all kinds of colors. And then that's also nice to put over the top of this trunk, because that trunk is dark, so you need to have some little brighter color put over the top of the trunk, because those leaves would also be over the trunk. And you'll notice on the ground here how much of those leaves have been falling from this big old tree. Oh, and then I'll come back in and I'll do a little bit, just a little bit of the limbs, the things that are hanging down that are these leaves are hanging on to. They've got to be hanging on to something. Okay, now I'm going to put some of this orange. I'm not going to put very much. When you're doing orange or red, now see, this is not clear to the edge. You always want to think of having your orange and your red more in the middle because it draws your eye to the middle. Don't try to do your orange and your red clear at the outside. Oh, I think that's, now I tell you, we'll let that dry and I'll set that up, and you know what, this afternoon I'm gonna see some more spots I want to do. I'm gonna let that dry before I put it up because I don't want it running, but then I'll put it up in just a few minutes so you can see it on my little easel. But then I've got to show you something next. I have this other picture that I want to show you. I think I can help you with doing a sky. A sky can be a challenge, but we'll just do that next. Well, this is the photo that I want to show you, and it's a wonderful composition. The only thing that I don't like about it, I always try to do eye stoppers, particularly in landscapes. So have something you can see that these trees over here, eye stoppers, well, this needs to have a tree over here. So I'll just add a tree. You can see back here that this is a little lake. This is called Thunder Lake. And it's beautiful in the composition. This coming up and across is just really, and then the path coming up, that's really good. And you can barely see, there's a little cabin back there. So by using this photo, I can change this thing so much and make it vibrant, and it will be an awesome, awesome painting. But sometimes you have to just change stuff. Well, I started this by doing this, you know, my gray that I mixed, my elephant gray. That elephant gray, you will remember from when I've shared that with you before, that is nothing but cobalt blue and a little bit of the orange. And you just keep mixing it. You can get it in different shades, maybe lean it a little bit more to the blue. And I think maybe I've done that. I've done just the top mountains because I wanted you to see that. So I'm going to lay my piece down, and I want you to see how I'm going to do the sky. The sky is so much fun to do. And usually what you're going to do first is you're going to put just water on there. Now really, really soak it up good with water. And would you believe there's a little bit of yellow in my brush? I don't want to have a green sky. Now I am doing the water just down to the mountains. That's all. I don't want it to go down into the mountains. As long as you don't wet it further down, you're going to be safe. I am going to blot that just a little bit because I don't like that yellow on there. Okay, you know what? Sometimes we learn by doing, don't we? We all do. So now I'm going to add some more water. Oh, now it's looking better. Now it's going to be clearer. But you want lots of water. Lots and lots of water when you do your sky. Because if you don't, it won't run the way you want it to. And so after it has dried, after you've put stuff on it, then you can come back in and you can add some more color. It's fun to do that. But to start the sky, I use my cerulean blue for the sky at the top. And I'm going to go just brush it away, just let it go. But see, because my water is real watery there, it's just, oh my, it's going to run good. Okay, now I'm going to go into my cobalt blue. Just a couple things I'm going to put it at the very, very top, because I don't know if you are used to seeing Colorado skies. Some states don't have as pretty a blue skies as we have, but we have beautiful blue skies. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick this thing up and I'm going to let it run. I'm going to let it run. Just let it run down. It's good. And it won't do that if you haven't had enough water. So don't be afraid of having too much water. And see, it's starting to go near those mountains. But look at that. It's not even going into the mountain because that's where I had the water. Now I'm going to take just a Kleenex here and just blot it just a little bit. But you know what? I'm going to want some good clouds in there. So I'm going to mix this right here on this side. I'm not going to particularly do it over there, but I'm going to put that. Now watch. This is so much fun. I love doing this. Okay, there's my Kleenex just kind of all wadded up. Okay, and I'm just going to go like so. I'm just going to make a cloud. Oh, wow. It doesn't have to be a big cloud. I'll just do a little cloud over here. I kind of think that's enough for right now. And then when it's dry, I will come back in here with a little bit of the gray that has a little bit of the lavender to it. Now, while I have this blue going, it's good to think about when you have certain colors going, you can do it in another spot on your painting. So I'm going to have a little bit of this cerulean blue and a little bit of cobalt blue, and with quite a bit of water. Now when you have a lake, it's going to reflect whatever's in the sky. Okay, so here is my lake right back here, and I'm gonna put some paint on here, and then I'm gonna pull it. Look how I'm pulling it. I put the water on there, more water on it, and you can just pull that color and just mix it all together. You can just do so much by just pulling it. I would like sometime to show you all the different things you can do with your brush, because you can do so much by just pulling it after you put a little bit of paint on there. See, I put the paint on there, and so to smooth it around to where the lake is, I'm gonna just pull it. I'm gonna put it a little bit more over here, and you can see that my water is kind of I don't have enough water in there, so I'm gonna do a little bit more. Now see, the thing about doing this lake is all right to do now because I'm going to put some trees in front of it, but because the trees are darker colors, they're going to all be all right to put over the top. You know, my sky, it's beginning to dry, but I'm going to show you something I'm going to do. I am going to just accentuate these just a little bit, and then I can look at that. I put that paint on there, and I'm just pulling it, and then I can fix this little cloud just a little bit more up there. Oh, and then you know what I do at the very end when it's totally dry? I use my watercolor pencils to put clear on the top and make the sparkle on the top of the cloud. Is that awesome? Now see, look, I put that paint on there, and I'm just going to pull it. I'm just going to pull it, but just let it go up there. And then when these are all dry, then I can come back in there with that gray underneath there. I'm going to do that over here, and I'm going to make another little blot of this so I can get that a little bit more white up there. Oh my. And you think it's not much, but you know what? And then look how there's not hardly any paint down here at the bottom. You know what I can do? I gotta show you what I can do. What I can do now, because I don't have blue down there, I'm gonna take just a tiny bit, not much. It's really important to have lots and lots of water. I can see that it's still barely shiny, okay? So I'm going to take just a little bit of my new Gamboge, very lightly. I'm going to turn my brush like this, my board like this, And I'm going to put a tiny bit of sunlight in there. Not much. Don't have to do a lot. And you know, you need to start looking at the landscape. I don't know if you have mountains, but that's going to fit for your landscape wherever you are. Your landscape, right above your landscape, it's always lighter. The color is always lighter. It's always brighter at the top. Well, I'm seeing this line here, and you know, while I've got that line, I've got to straighten that out a little bit. I'm just gonna look what I can do, because that's still a little bit damp. I can just pull that. I can't wait to show you how that's gonna be. Oh wow, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. And you know, then the colors, you can see in this, you don't really have very much to go by these mountains. These mountains are pretty much rock, but I will make this more of a brownish, tannish color. I will do some other colors in this mountain, because that's the way the mountain is. You know, whenever you do something, a photograph, one of the things that you do from a photograph, if it's good color, like this other one that I used, always the lighter is darker when you paint it, and the dark is always lighter. Think about that when you do a photograph. We love to have our photographs, and we need to have them if we can't be out to do plein air, but it's good to remember that your photograph doesn't give you exactly what you could see if you were looking at it. Well, this is going to be kind of fun. I can't wait to do some more on it. I hope you've enjoyed your little bit of time with me today. And I would challenge you, go do a sky, go do a mountain, go do a landscape. You can make a beautiful painting. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give me a like, and I'd appreciate you subscribing to my channel. Thank you.